Hello, and welcome to Of the People, our PM edition. No, this is not after hours, so we are going to have to behave. But starting off, Vive la France, or translation, is France still French? So, as everyone knows, or most people know, France had an election, second round, and they would have you believe that the National Rally Party, Marine Le Pen's party, lost. What they're not telling you is over 2022, they increased their seats by 60%, and they were they won the highest plurality. No one won a majority. And let me make sure I got my numbers right here. So the National Rally Party won 142 seats, up from 89. The NFP, or National Popular Front Party, went from 131 to 178. And Macron's party lost 40% of their seats from 245 to 150. But the majority of the population, 37.4%, voted for the National Rally Party. But the media would have you think that they lost. They didn't lose. It still continues the trend of moving right. But the real question is so supposedly the NFP won. This is what victory looks like in France. Let's roll the tape on this one. Okay, so that's when they win. Now, this wasn't just lighting off fireworks for celebration. This was looting, vandalism. Think of the mostly peaceful summer of 2020 of Black Lives Matter in the United States, and you get the idea. These are the winners. But who are the winners, so to speak? The National Popular Front is made up of four parties: the Green Party, the Communist Party, the Socialist Party, and something called France Unbowed. Use your imagination. You can figure that one out, right? So these are the people. The extreme left won. The extreme right certainly had the most votes, which means it's in the non-urban, right? It's like this country. And the loser was Macron, or Macronism, the center of all of this. But it really raises a lot of questions for France, for the world, and certainly for the United States as well. You're going to have a minority government. No one has the majority. It's going to be frozen out. And where goes France? Because when you look at all of this, there are really three parties or three voting blocks that cause the left to win. First is the anarchists and Antifa. The second are the communists, and you can call it communist or socialist. And the third are the Islamists. Let's roll the other tape. This was what you saw in downtown Paris after the elections. Pay close attention to this one. And I defy anybody to look at that and find anything other than a Palestinian or Lebanese flag in there. That's now Paris, right? Muslim population makes up about 10%, and no, not all Muslims are bad. We're not saying that. But the demographics have changed, and therefore the politics have changed. You're going to see Starmer, who's the new prime minister, Keir Starmer, in England, same thing, where they're going to revoke the ban on arresting Netanyahu. They're going to declare a Palestinian state. So the demographics have changed, but it still comes down to borders, language, culture. The same issues we've talked about, right? Thank you, Michael Savage. I don't claim to have come up with that, right? The same thing. The two issues are immigration and national identity. And that's what's going to play out. You're going to see instability. You're still seeing a hard move to the right, right? And they're desperate to call it a victory. But I got news for you. France, liberty, equality, and fraternity, right? Freedom, equality, and brotherhood is about to move over to Sharia law and la guillotine. That's what you will now see coming out of France. But Don't let anybody kid yourself. The movement is still to the right. The movement is still towards nationalism. We'll talk about that a little later, and that's the monologue.